Good evening and welcome to this edition of The List on UWW-TV. I'm Alex Monti alongside Nazir Spencer. For the next few minutes, we'll present our top 5 sports stories of the week and discuss why they made the top 5. Did your top 5 make our list? Let's find out. At number 5, as we complete week 5 of the NBA season, the Celtics and the Timberwolves continue to lead in their conferences. The Suns enter the top 10, and Devin Booker and Paolo Banchero are named Players of the Week. Nazir, what are your thoughts on week 5 of the season?
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Bucks right now. Besides their defense, as a Bucks fan, I expect better defense, especially with Giannis on the team. But looking at the other teams, the Celtics are amazing, 115.8 points per game, which is like, okay, how do you stop that? Their team is just great. Porzingis is injured right now with a calf injury, but I'm sure he'll be back and healthy next week sometime. Anthony Edwards just got injured last night. Timberwolves are still having on a great pace right now, 113 points per game. Blessings out to him. Hope he's going to be all right. It looks like a hip injury that I don't think he's going to play tomorrow, but he's going to rest up and be great. But, I'm looking at the Lakers again, and they got blown up by 44 the other day. And it was just like, man, what is going on over there with LeBron? I don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do. But this in-season tournament, I think things are going to be great. The Suns are looking great. Outscored their opponents by 15.3 points per 100. Like it's 100 possessions with Booker on the floor. Booker's just changed the game this year with his play. That game winner the other night. I mean, without Beal and Kevin Durant on the court, he's just putting up numbers. But it's looking so fun right now. I don't know who's Rookie of the Year yet still, but we'll figure it out soon.
Yeah, definitely a lot to yet be decided, and in-season tournament is still shaping itself out throughout the season. At number 4, the MLB award winners were recently announced. Shohei Ohtani and Ronald Acuna Jr. won MVP for their leagues. Garrett Cole and Blake Snell won the Cy Young Award. Rookie of the Year belongs to Gunnar Henderson and Corbin Carroll, while Manager of the Year went to Brandon Hyde and Skip Schumacher. Nazir, do you agree with these winners?
I do. I actually agree with pretty much all of them. I mean, Ohtani, this no-brainer. I feel like had 44 home runs in 135 games, which was the most in the AL. And Ohtani on the mound recorded a .184 opponent's batting average. I mean, that's just like, you got to give it to him at that point. You can look at the rest of his stats and you'll just be like, okay, this guy's the real deal. He's the first Japanese players to win 2 MVPs in a row, or just in general, really. I mean, he's great. And then Acuna Jr. had 41 home runs and 73 stolen bases. That's an amazing stat that you gotta give kudos to him. He had a great season last year. Cole allowed 4 earned runs over his final 5 starts, spanning 35 innings, and capped the year with a 2-hit shutout. I mean, these records are great. I mean, these recorded stats that they have right now are great. I think all the awards were very well earned from the MLB. It was a really good year last year, and I'm looking forward to going to a few Brewers game. Hopefully they can get it together over there too.
I feel like all the awards seem to shape out well. I know there was some debates for like AL Rookie of the Year and such, and you look at Ohtani. Honestly, he could have won it last year if not for Aaron Judge hitting the 60 home runs. And number 3, as we enter the final week of the regular season, teams are fighting for a spot in the D1 college football playoffs. Nazir, which teams do you think will make it into the playoffs?
I would say Ohio State, but they got beat by Michigan the other day. I got to roll with Michigan. Obviously, Georgia. Florida State surprised me a little bit with their play this year, and Liberty as well. They're all undefeated, 12-0, which is like, wow. And with all the things that Michigan had going on, it's really, really cool to see that they were able to pull things together and make it maybe to the national championship. Who knows? I would love to see that. They missed the ball every year so far, but it'd be kind of bad for us Wisconsin fans, I guess. But I mean, it is what it is at that point. But Michigan will go against Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Iowa's always been good in the Big Ten. Never really, pushed past the hump to go to that national championship playoff run. But they're always a good competition. I don't think they'll beat Michigan. But, my pick right now, I really hope Oregon makes it, because Oregon, I'm a huge Oregon fan. And they're just amazing every year. I've been a fan since Marcus Mariota was on that team. He had an amazing college run there. And obviously Justin Herbert's from Oregon as well. So, I really hope Oregon's able to make it, but I don't think they'll be able to push past that. But, Washington versus Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game, I got Oregon, obviously. And, we'll discuss more next week on who we will win that national championship.
Now, there'll be a couple teams to look out for if Washington or Florida State loses: Oregon, Texas, and Alabama. We've got more coming up on the list, including updates on the Chargers and the Packers and the UW Whitewater football team. We'll be right back.
For Hawk Talk, especially on days I'm hosting, you really need to be up early looking at those news stories. Even the night before, I'm finding topics that I can incorporate in the show, and I feel like we get a conversation going.
Once you get the opportunity to do that with other people who appreciate it the same level as you do, it makes it that much more enjoyable.
For everything sports, tune in Monday through Thursday at 91.7 The Edge or watch us on UWW-TV.
Here at UW Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on! That's it anyways. Oh, she got that off. They're going to count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
Welcome back to the list on UWW-TV. Let's continue the countdown to this week's top sports stories. At number 2, the Chargers are last in the league with a 4-7 record, sitting at the bottom of the AFC West, while the Packers are on a 2-game winning streak after defeating the Lions and the Chargers. Nazir, are you surprised with these two teams' performances?
At this point, no. I mean, the Chargers are on a 3-game losing streak. Chargers also lost to the Ravens the other day, which I fully expected, but every game that we've lost besides that game and the Chiefs has been by 3 or less. And it's just like, man, you can't get over the hump. We can't get our rookie wide receiver going, Quentin Johnson. He's struggled in his first 11 games, only having 21 catches for 190 yards and a touchdown. He only had 1 catch the other day for 7 yards or something like that. And Zay Flowers had 2 touchdowns. We messed up not getting Zay Flowers. But on the other hand, let's talk about the good news. Packer fans, I was wrong, and I owe you an apology. But I wasn't wrong about Jordan Love, because I've been a Jordan Love fan since day one. Packers have a 5-6 record, but they go against the Chiefs on Sunday, which I fully believe that they're capable of winning. They beat the Lions, and if they beat the Lions, that's the second best team in the NFC right now, record-wise, or third best team. Niners are second. But Packers have all the chance in the world to beat the Chiefs on Sunday, and I really believe that they have a good chance. It's in Lambeau, it's at nighttime, so tune in, and we'll be back here next week talking about that game for sure, because that's a lot of implications for the Packers and also for the Chiefs if they want to get that 1 seed.
Got more faith than I do, I'll admit that. I don't see it being quite as close. And now it's time to reveal our #1 sports story of the week. The UW-Whitewater football team advances to the quarterfinals after defeating Wheaton College 49-42. Now they face Wartburg this Saturday to determine who will move on to the semifinals. Nazir, how do you feel going into this weekend?
Oof, I feel good, because last weekend, Wheaton was the only team on this bracket that I was really worried about, like actually worried about. Ogden didn't really have, when you're watching Ogden play on Saturday, it wasn't the best game that he's had this year. He looked a little off. He was missing wide open throws. It was a little ugly. We were down 14-28. I was telling the announcers at the time when I was in the booth with them, I was saying, guys, hey, this is the team. This is the team we beat. We beat the rest of the bracket, and we move on. Maybe hopefully get that rematch against Lacrosse, but I don't think it's going to happen because they played North Central. But again, Ogden had an okay game, in my opinion. He had 239 yards and 4 passing touchdowns and 73 rush yards and 1 touchdown. Again, 5 touchdowns in total is amazing. But the eye game, if you watch the first half of that game, he looked a little rough. But Tommy Coates is always amazing. Bailed him out a little bit, 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Tamir Thomas, Mr. Touchdown, had 224 rush yards and 2 touchdowns. That is my player of the year for Whitewater on offense, and Joe Antonetti had 11 tackles, was also my player of the year on defense for them. But that it'll be a great game on Saturday when we go to Iowa and hopefully get that win. I have full reason to believe that they will.
Whitewater spirits will be with all of them well. And that will do it for this edition of The List. We'll be back next week to talk up the sports headlines. For Nazir Spencer, I'm Alex Monty. See you then.